Cam is my partner. I'm not his artist.
Every time you see me in the news, it was over diplomats.
They can't compete, not on this level.
When I'm kicking ass, when I come to the club 30 deep, it did what? It made the diplomats look good.
I made diplomats.
I can compete at the top level right now.
From bragging he spits harder than Nas ever did on the mic,
Any one of y'all from my era.
to capping about being the genius who created love and hip-hop,
I made that name Love and Hip Hop. That's my name. They didn't make that name.
Jim Jones been running his mouth with fake claims for over 20 years.
I was the CEO of Diplomats.
And today we're pulling out every single lie with receipts. After digging through court files, old interviews, and wild social media meltdowns, we found 11 different times Jim Jones got flat out exposed for lying. By the time this video's over, you'll see exactly why the whole hip-hop world is finally calling him out. But before we break down his newest delusions, let's rewind to one of his biggest lies ever, love and hip-hop. Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin been saying for years that the show was Jim's baby, his idea, his blueprint. He swears the entire series was built around their relationship, that he created the whole thing from scratch.
Everybody know, and for those who don't know, you helped kick off the Love and Hip Hop franchise or what have you, and we know you haven't participated in this season. What's the story behind that?
That ain't my type of TV, you know. That ain't something I wanted to do. And I didn't help kick it off. That was my show. I started that. I created the whole template with me and Chrissy. So that's how that goes.
But the industry receipts paint a whole different picture. Mona Scott Young is the one officially credited as the real creator and executive producer. Every trade magazine, every network doc says the same. Jim and Chrissy, they weren't masterminds, just cast members caught up in the drama.
Oh God, I'm trying to move beyond all of that. The drama is what it is. It just came part and parcel with the whole thing. And I trust the fact that she knows that, you know, I really care about her, care about Jim. You know, their engagement was one of the highlights of my producing the show.
I never get my credit for a bunch of shit I do in this industry. When they say Love Hop, they supposed to say, man, the creator and founder, Jim Jones.
Yeah, you was on it early.
I wasn't on in order. I created it. It wasn't about nobody. It was a man named Jim Acumen that been following me on the internet for years. Chrissy was supposed to do a show. It didn't go through for her. I called Jim Acumen like, yo, I'm ready to do reality TV. If you do a show around Chrissy, and I'll be a part of the show for the whole thing, right? At that time, I wasn't doing no shows. So Yandy went on the road with Missy Elliott so she could get her money. And she told Mona, yo, hold Jim down while I'm going to play the management. I had a couple more meetings at VH1. Took Mona with me to the meeting. She went in there as my manager and left as the producer.
Oh gosh.
Of my whole show template. From the name of the show. I made the name Love and Hip Hop. That's my name. They didn't make that name.
I didn't know that.
You heard?
I didn't know.
That's like Emily came up with that name. You heard? Like that was our whole template. It was supposed to be about the wives and the girlfriends of hip-hop stars, starting with Chrissy, and Chrissy's friend was Emily, and it was built around that. Even though we know Fab wasn't going to be on television,
which
it was supposed
the
to
heart
be like that.
of the first one.
Yes.
Pitching an idea and actually creating a show are two totally different worlds. This is insane. Claiming you built one of the biggest reality franchises in TV history when your name ain't even in the credits? That's straight up delusion. Harlem's own Jim Jones has been feuding with Cameron for years, on and off, beef then peace, then beef again. But after Jim tried to say he made the Diplomats, everything blew up. Cam wasn't having it. He clapped back and dropped receipts, exposing lie after lie that's been flying out of Jim Jones's mouth for years.
Listen, I'm gonna address a couple things because we've been on vacation and a lot have been talking since I was on vacation. You are a guardian angel and designer. What the f is you talking about, man? You are from the Bronx, bro. You are not from Harlem. Why do you keep thinking that you are from Harlem, bro? You are not from Harlem. I did not grow up with you, man. I did not grow up with you. Contrary to what you believe, I did not grow up with you. You are from the Bronx. Did your grandmother live in Harlem? Yes. Did you come see her? Yes. Did I see you time to time? Yes. I did not grow up with you. You talk about dick ride now. That's where this old shit, I would have left you alone. I would have left the old shit alone. Dick ride, do you remember how we met? Pause. Not met, how you got cool with us? This is what happened, how Jomo got cool with us. We were popping. It wasn't no internet. Mace, myself, Big L, even though Mace and Big L on the same page, Bloodshed, my man Herb McGruff, we were super duper popping in the street prior to the internet. Everybody knew we was about to get a record deal. Everybody knew this. It wasn't no secret. Basically, you heard our freestyles, and you came up to me one day when I was chilling in front of the house. You said, and this word to my dead mother, yo, man, I heard the freestyles. Y'all killing shit. Yo, you know my grandmother died. If y'all wanna come by and just hang out, y'all could. Y'all more than welcome. We like, all right, Jomo, thanks. It didn't really make sense at the time because we like, yo, man, where's Jomo inviting us to his house for? Even though he cool. But it didn't make sense to be going to Jomo's house. More freestyles come out. Yo, I heard the new shit you did. I heard the new shit you did. Yo, you wanna come through? Come through. One day, I'm leaving Mace's house on the west side, going back to the east side. I stopped at Jomo's house. His grandmother died, God bless her dad. And he had a free crib. So yeah, I would bring some bitches over there sometime. A little crack maybe. I'd be at everybody's house. I never needed nowhere to stay. You act like on your couch. You was a fan. You begged us. You were a fan. A fan. We didn't grow up with you. I don't see you around none of this. You're not from none of that. So you can sit around and act like you've been around all this Harlem shit and everything. You ever see somebody from Harlem try to act like they from Harlem so bad that you gotta keep saying, I'm from Harlem? Who's from Harlem know who's from Harlem. You don't have to keep saying you from Harlem. So that's first and foremost. All this, yo, is on your account. You were fanned out and you begged to come to your house after you heard all these mixtapes. That's how you got in. You was so cool, and we was like, yo, Jomo's a nice guy. Mace like, yo, I think I'll teach him how to rap. Mace actually taught you how to.
Apparently, Jim tried to stunt his money moves in front of Cam and got roasted hard again.
I'm not one to play with when it comes to doing music at all. Most people have been in this game as long as I've been in the game and not here anymore. At all. They way gone. They can't compete, not on this level. At all. I can compete at the top level right now. Period. Against anybody. Especially from my era group. I spank they boots. I don't care who you put in the booth with me. And I got the money to back it right now, tonight. That's the difference. Don't play no games. Tell them bring 100 tonight. Whoever it is.
But his wild lies about running New York were even more embarrassing. The so-called Nas delusion still haunts him.
What I did for Nas probably never been done for him in his life. He's never been that viral at all, ever. Ever. He's never been talked about like this ever in his life. Last time he was in some shit like this where people were comparing when him and Jay was beating on him.
Say that.
You heard? You dig? Like, and I don't want to talk about other people's career, but let's just get to the semantics of it.
Since the whole time?
Nas.
Okay.
Huh? I don't know Nas to have a conversation with him. You don't have a conversation, we can have that too and shit like that. You dig? Like, I don't really care.
One thing I
about that.
did see you do, I've seen you do this in Say Less, I've seen you do this in the studio. You'll pull out the 100K and say, who won it? It's up. Who wanna go?
100%. I ain't got 100 on me now. I got like 40, 50 on me.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's right. You can come get this right now. Right now. Any one of you. Right now. It ain't a money thing, but this is here. You heard? If you want to get busy, is there money on the line? Any one of y'all from my era and before my era. You heard? I started in 2003. Let's not forget that. Let's get it straight.
Yeah.
That's when I signed my deal.
Jim Jones's latest flex came when he straight up claimed he's a better rapper than Nas. He really said he could out-rap anybody from his era and even dared the legends to meet him in the booth. The confidence is wild, but the receipts tell a different story.
These kids love me. They don't really know who Nas is. If he's 22, he's born in 03.
Not all of them. Some of them know. But
You know what I mean?
A lot
Like,
of them know.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
it's the era.
Some music.
Nah.
There's some kids that.
No, I love that.
There's some kids that love
My son's
hip-hop.
20, so I mean,
But their kid, he's your son.
He's your son.
He's your son.
No, but he knows.
My son,
they know about
my
Nas.
son can't tell you one Nas record. You heard? Like, let's keep it a buck here.
Yeah, but
like, let's keep it a buck. You heard? Let's keep it a buck because you'll bring it up. There must be some type of misconception or what's that word? When it comes to Jim Jones and what Jim Jones have done in this game. A lot of these rappers.
We made him take the darkies off.
A lot of these rappers have done a tremendous job, and I take nothing away from them. But they forget, I got a hell of a catalog. Me, Jim Jones, myself. Gold records, platinum records, gold albums, platinum albums. No, me, Jim Jones. No diplomats, no nobody else. Me, Jim Jones. Check my track record, then check everybody else's track record. Then go to the billboards and check all my entries, then check all the entries and shit like that. And I'm not taking nothing away from nobody, but I hear the comparisons and the be trying to act funny when it comes. No, I've been spanking a lot of this shit. I'm talking about the industry. I've been putting on. So let's not get into that where we get into numbers and I gotta show you the statistics of what I've done
other people was done. You heard them. You want to go to the Billboard entries, pull up Nas Billboard entries, then pull up my Billboard entries.
Can we address one thing, though?
Go ahead.
Jim Jones has 9 entries in the Billboard 200 with 3 top 10 albums and no number ones, while Nas has 27 entries, 16 top 10 albums, and 6 that have reached number 1 on the Billboard 200.
Right now, 2025, I'm in the game still rapping at a high capacity. If Nas wants to smoke, come in the booth. I will rap circles around.
Competition in hip-hop is cool, no doubt, but there's gotta be some respect and common sense in the mix. We're talking about Nas here, the same legend who grabbed a Grammy in 2021, got honored at the 2024 Grandmaster Awards, and still stands as one of the greatest lyricists alive. Yet Jim backpedaled quick, suddenly calling himself a marketing genius. So which is it? Are you chasing clout, or are you really bold enough to step in that booth and go bar for bar with the icons?
What's the question?
Nas or Jim Jones?
I'm a Harlem. Will never ever disrespect Nas. First and foremost, Jimmy, that's the bro. That's Uncle Jomo. But first and foremost, he need to sit his ass.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Nas.
Nas or Jim Jones? Nas.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Nas.
All right. Nas or Jim Jones? Is that a serious question? Yes, it is. It's not, bro. Jim Jones the clown. Nas or Jim Jones?
Come on. Is that a question?
Yo. Hey, yo.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Come on.
Yo.
Nas.
Nas for the
All right. Nas or Jim Jones?
Said Nas or Jim Jones? Oh, Nas.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Nas, I ain't gonna lie.
Let's go.
Jim Jones, though.
Then people in Harlem got asked to pick between Nas and Jim Jones, and the outcome was straight up humiliating. Every single person chose Nas without hesitation, some even laughing out loud like it was the easiest question ever.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Nas.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of Nas. I don't know what kind of question that is. Yeah, Nas.
Okay, all right. Listen, hey.
Hey, you gotta switch something up, big dog. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Nas, come on. It's Nas, my.
Nas. What? Is that even a question?
Okay. You too?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Capo, you know I love you. Nas answered with a casino opening.
Math Hoffa ran the same test, and the outcome was brutal all over again.
First of all, let's get right to it. There seems to be some drama. You and The Rock, Jay-Z, you try to diss him. You did diss him. I just nobody. You dissed him. I dissed Michael Jordan. Oh man, we just there's no drama, man. No, we're gonna get to that. Listen, Jay said, from what I'm hearing, he said you're not on anyone's top 10. Why should they support you? Why? He also said I didn't have any plaques. He talk crazy badly about me. I'm hurt. You know what I think it is? Who ever think that Jim Jones will have the hottest song than Jay-Z? I think that's what it is.
The Jay-Z flex moment?
A real conversation, you know what I mean? Just sit down, you look a person in his eyes and you can feel somebody's energy. You can tell where they at from looking at them. So, I guess they felt my pain. They know where I was trying to go. They know where I've been. It's dope.
For years, Jim Jones kept downplaying any tension with Jay-Z, especially back in 2016 when he swore everything was all good between him and Rock Nation.
What's up with that Jim Jones shit, man?
I mean, I believe in hip hop. I feel different ways about it. Hip hop, of course, is a competitive sport. But on the other end of it, it's like certain people shouldn't be able to say your names until they've done something in the genre of music. I've done too much in this music to even have to answer that question. Like Jim Jones, who is Jim Jones? Like, he's not on anyone's top 10 list. He's not like no one's top 10 list. Maybe not even his family. He has no hardware on his wall. No classic album. So from a creative standpoint and the economic standpoint, he doesn't even register. So why do I have to answer that question? You know what I'm saying?
Because it is on the radar. People are talking about it. And Dame Dash is screaming all on the track. Have you spoke to Dame?
No, of course not. But I'm just like my radar, like for what I've done, hip hop, and what I've done in this. I'm just talking about. Forget it. Could be Jim Jones or it could be Jenny Jones, whatever,
right,
whoever. For people, that's like I was saying last night, it's like the 8th guy on the bench just screaming at Jordan, like, you a bum. Like, you like the 9th guy on the bench. I'm not even worried about you.
But later interviews told a whole different story. Jim confessed that getting left out of those big Rock Nation moves actually stung. He went from pretending Jay-Z was his homie to admitting he felt straight up snubbed and iced out from the real money plays.
And I was the one that was most active outside. I definitely was the hottest one in the streets at the time. And Jay was still the biggest from New York at the time. He wasn't as hot as I was outside because I had the balling record and all that type of shit. So naturally, he was able to figure out how to put himself in the game in New York and still look like Jay, big dog, don't play with me. But then I was able to counter that, well, good looking, big dog, we gonna remix this shit, you heard? I holler at you, boop, and it just went in our favor. Like, they never seen a move done like that, you dig? Like, it's called chess, not checkers, you heard?
The contradiction was so loud that hip-hop blogs couldn't ignore it. They started clowning his flip-flop stories, pointing out how his whole memory of that era seemed twisted and confused.
That's cool, but now you gotta get violated.
Yeah, super violated. Super duper. So ain't too much he can really do unless he gonna go run around with 100 armed securities all day. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get shot at pay.
He ain't getting enough money for that.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And he just canceled all his shows.
He ain't a gang member no more.
Nah, he ain't nothing.
The imposter or the informant. For years, Jim Jones painted himself as a top-tier blood, bragging about being a general and giving out orders like a boss. But when the 6'9" federal case dropped and those 9 Trey wiretaps hit the public, things got real suspicious. Jim's voice was caught on tape talking gang business, yet somehow he never got indicted.
I definitely put it down in California, LA. I had birthday parties in Enterprise Park, you know. If you from LA, you know what I mean by Enterprise Park. And yeah, I have birthday parties in Enterprise Park. You know what I mean? So this is the type of shit that I was doing when they were portraying that East Coast were fake bloods and they were just putting on the act. And I knew we wasn't. And for me being an avid fan of West Coast culture, man, the gangbanging hit my coast with Storm, and being a fan of Snoop and how he handled it. And actually, I wanted to build a bridge, and I knew that wasn't going to be the easiest thing to do, but I had the heart to do it.
Working under this stuff. Chickens when it was street life.
I remember many years ago, not in this park, I had a birthday party in Enterprise Park. A lot of good times out here on the west side.
He spent more money on his outfit than he made from his album. I told him the trip to Compton ain't gonna work, bro. The trip to Compton 10 a night ain't gonna work. I'm gonna be real, bro. I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't know why people think they city make them. Like, you don't know how much of a clown you look like in 2025 running back for a Compton stamp. You ever seen me ask for a Compton stamp?
What happened now?
You from New York. You from New York. He better, I'm going to go over here and pay to go to the park. I'm not from Compton. I'm like, bro, I'm not from Compton. I don't give a what park you go to in Compton. He like, that was a statement towards me.
Even hip-hop legal experts started calling out the weird disconnect. If Jim was really calling shots like those wiretaps suggest, then how come he never caught a single charge? There's a reason he's not sitting in a cell right now. What do you think it is? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And it didn't stop there. Jim also bragged about being accepted in LA gang territory, but according to WAC 100, that respect came with a price tag. He claimed Jim actually paid for approval, offered cash for a Compton pass, then hopped on Instagram flexing in parks like he really ran it.
Some of the shit, listen, I came up in gangs, but it was a different thing when we, you know what I'm saying? It's not like the shit Jim Jones bitch ass is portraying. You know what I'm saying? He's stupid. He ain't never been on no blood set.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? The closest thing he been to a blood set is Colors.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He ain't been on Pyro Street in Compton. He ain't been to Emerald Hills, Bunny Boys. He ain't been to Lincoln Park. He ain't been to none of them places put in some work. He's a dress-up dog.
Damn.
But that's what they thinking, telling these kids they gotta do. You ain't gotta join no gang.
Right.
So what is he really, a blood or a snitch? Even Faison Love had something to say.
Yo, wait. Let me get this off. Yo, Jim. Jim. Yo, Wack. Let me just get this off my shoulders, right? Let me just get this off my shoulders to show you what type of I am. And why it's still early, let me get this off my shoulders. Jim Jones, right? He ran with the same I ran with a decade before I met him. Jim Jones, the Dipset, that was just over there dancing and shit on verses. Jim Jones was running with Shotty, Cafano Jordan, right? Mel Matrix, Jamel Jones, Road Murder, Roland Martin. He was running Fu Banger, Fuquan. I forgot his last name, Fuquan, some shit. He was running with all of the cats I ran with and got his daddy for. You know what Jim Jones did? Daddy did not take care of none of them. Cause when I ran to them, Shotty was sleeping on the rug of Madison between Tompkins and Truth. Mel Murder was on Gates and Marcus Darby with his baby mother. Roland Martin was just doing 9 years. He blew trial. That make them eat shit. That take care of them. From Shotty was sleeping on the rug. That driving a 6'3" Benz in 6 months, living in a condo, doing meetings with Kanye. Kanye was taking him to Yeezy meetings, board meetings. Matrix had his own, everything on his own. His kids was eating. Roland Martin came home to a new AP, watch, money, cars, everything. That Jim Jones did not take care of none of his. I took care of him. And on top of that, Jim Jones was caught on wiretap telling Jamel, look, Jim Jones was caught on wiretap.
That's a fact.
Jim Jones was caught on wiretap on my case, he was telling the big homie Mel Matrix, Jamel Jones, to go and get rid of my security. How you do it? How you shoot at them? They don't got no license to carry weapons, don't nothing in New York. How is that free right now?
The 6ix9ine phone tap scandal.
Yeah, I just seen the Breakfast Club. Jimmy popping all that bullshit. I be seeing you, Jimmy, talking about we Gucci boo boo here in the Gucci store. Talking about we Gucci boo boo. The Black King niggas was going you up. Jimmy, they was like, Marita Monero, Coca-Cola, Pedro.
You already know 50 Cent had to jump in on this one with the caption, LOL, Individual One calling shots out here. 50 was clowning Jim after court papers labeled him as Individual One. Then he hit him with another jab saying, I know you working, so please don't say gangster stuff to me, Individual One. The trolling was cold but hilarious.
These clowns and all these, but boy, if you really get to live this last 20 years that I lived, you would understand, boy. I put everything on the line for this. And I took it with a smile. Even when doubted me, down me, when I was on trial and told me I need to take the plea. Take what plea? We don't take pleas. You heard, by the grace of God, the trial gets dismissed because they couldn't find enough evidence of a shootout that happened or uptown over Cameron. You heard? I want the trial over shit like that. I want the court over shit like that. Every time you see me in the news, it was over diplomats. When I get sued and shit like that, it'd be over diplomats. When I'm kicking ass, when I come to the club 30 deep, it did what? It made the diplomats look good. You heard?
The crybaby moment. During a sit-down with Funk Flex, Jim Jones got emotional talking about Dipset's downfall. It got messy fast. The internet went wild as clips of him tearing up in the studio spread everywhere, turning him into a viral meme overnight.
I live with my grandmama. She raised me from a baby. I don't really talk about my grandmother. So, right now you mentioned the something that I try to not talk about because I know she hurts a lot.
Yeah.
She got cheated. Yeah, because she didn't get to see how dope of a person her grandson came to be. I would be comfortable living on the streets if I could get 2 seconds with her.
He later tried to downplay the whole thing, saying social media blew it way out of proportion. Jim claimed he wasn't really crying, but the footage said otherwise, and that clip turned into a meme that still haunts him today. The irony of a guy who built his image on toughness breaking down on live radio didn't go unnoticed. Hip-hop Twitter had a field day with it.
Yeah. So I see how you guys talking shit about my legs, yeah. If you don't know a thing about genetics, probably don't think about working out. So here's a little challenge for those who say, I ain't got no legs. Then I urge everyone who's talking shit, do the same thing and post it. Simple. Let's do this, and now shut up. Do that, now shut up. Do this, and I'll shut up.
And beyond the emotional moments, his so-called athletic flex was pure comedy, boxing cap. Jim Jones loved posting gym clips and shadowboxing videos, trying to show off his fighter skills on social media. But instead of getting respect, the internet turned him into a meme. Twitter users roasted everything: his sloppy stance, weak punches, and those skinny legs. Reaction videos started flooding timelines, turning his workout clips into straight-up internet entertainment.
Hoppo, I'm outside, baby. Hoppo, I'm outside, baby. What's going on, 145th. You know what I mean? We on 145th and Lenox, you know what I mean? You all right? It's early morning. I know you vamp life. I'm opposite. But we outside on the grind. Get some work, Capo. You know what I mean? We here, baby. Get some work, baby. Right. You know what I mean? Ain't no excuses, baby. Right.
Other rappers jumped in too, clowning him hard.
And Jim Jones is giving a serious COVID PSA because after doing that whole verses, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, was there any type of protocol here at Madison Square Garden's Hulu Theater in New York? Because there was a lot of people on that stage. I saw Fat Joe wearing his mask, but I didn't see too many masks. Well, he did post this.
COVID is real. You heard? I was running around here thinking I was Superman, and COVID knocked the socks off Superman. So I urge and encourage everybody, please continue to mask up. Please continue to hand sanitize. Social distance as much as you can. I really felt it. And I don't want nobody to feel like how I felt. You know what I mean? I'm not in charge of the FDC or anything. I'm not here to tell you to go get your vaccination. I'm just here to tell you to take care of yourself. It is very real. And I'm grateful that I'm back to getting healthy. I'll see y'all soon.
COVID claims. Jim Jones dropped a so-called public service announcement after catching the virus during his Versus battle. But instead of sympathy, people were side-eyeing his sudden health PSA.
It's Jim Jones. He is saying that the locks gave him COVID. Here's what he said on the preview for Drink Champs.
I called COVID active verses after the verses. That was the only time.
The locks you can go.
The locks gave me COVID. For everything that night, they gave me COVID. I couldn't win for nothing.
Jones claimed he thought he couldn't catch COVID because he takes 5 showers a day. Then he hit Drink Champs and blamed the LOX for giving it to him, like hygiene and hip-hop were somehow the cure.
I'm not his soldier. You heard? I'm his partner. But in the journey that we had to take, I had to do what was needed. That's why I played my position. And that's why I'm able to be here and have a conversation with you, because I did what I was supposed to do. If I didn't, I don't think I'd be able to have this much success or this good grace. I took the position of my position. Kim is my partner. I'm not his artist. I was a CEO of Diplomats. I made Diplomats with him. I was with him for every bit of his journey. I held him down. I took that position of holding him down.
The internet wasted no time roasting that claim. Rap news outlets jumped on it instantly, calling it another classic example of Jim Jones saying wild nonsense. Then came the next chapter. Karen exposes the CEO lie.
Anything that I did with Diplomats was out the love of my heart. He said I was a CEO. I never had no paperwork. My name wasn't on nothing that I own. And his name was on everything. I never got no publishing checks for that I wrote them on everybody's album. I never got no writing credits. My name was never on nothing that had to do with nothing to do with Diplomat. You heard?
Before we get to Killer Cam, we gotta show how Jimmy did himself dirty first. He straight up exposed his own lies without even realizing it.
We taught you how to rap, how you ran the whole organization, how you made Diplomat. You ain't make none of this stuff. You was a fan. I put you down because you had a free crib and you was a nice guy. That's how you got down originally. Period.
One interview, he's bragging like a CEO. The next, he's breaking down in tears.
I'm all for new and change, but I'm not for riding a coattail of and then getting to a place and trying to stun on the you was riding the whole time. I don't like that. It's like when I first started, not doing music, people would come, oh, I love you, this and that. You see that in a year from now, he think he better than you. I was just telling you everything to do. Now you're better than me. Get out of here. I don't like that. And there's a bunch of rappers that do that. You the go, you da this. And then you see a nigga in 2 years, he get one hot record. And now they think he can throw rocks at the heavens.
Jim was never a co-founder or CEO. He was more like a super fan who hustled and begged his way into the crew.
If you being honest, right, and you looking back at your career, where will you rank yourself among New York rappers? Top 10, top 15, top 20?
Where did I rank myself? I don't care about top 10 ranks. I care about the money. You heard? And you talking about all these artists that came in after me. I came in after them, Rav, you heard? And I started as a hype man. Right now, I am the hype man, as you can see all over the internet. Big difference, you heard? I'm talking about present day and what we're doing right now. I ain't worried about what's going on in the past. I don't worry about what you used to do or what you used to do. What can you do right now, you heard? And if you're not in it, you're not in it, you dig? But I'm in it wholeheartedly, and I wrap circles around anybody who beg to differ. Tell them meet me in the booth. That's all we gotta talk about. Ain't no shot at no one in particular person, but yeah, you know what's up. I'm from that era, engagement era, you heard?
So what are we really left with? The so-called gang leader who never caught a charge, the tough guy who broke down crying on radio, and the CEO who turned out to be just another fanboy. And now, after claiming he's better than every rapper from his era, Jim Jones might have officially hit peak delusion. The hip-hop world has finally had enough because the lies are way too loud to ignore. From pretending he doesn't care about rankings while clearly chasing validation to talking like he wants smoke with anyone but dodging real confrontation, Jim Jones just keeps capping non-stop. What do you think about all this? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let us know. Hit that like button, share it around, and if you're new here, make sure you subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss what's next. We've got plenty more heat coming your way.